What's going on, guys? It's your girl Lala coming at you. Welcome back to another episode of the challenge War of the Worlds 2, episode 11. Guys, we get right back into it after Georgia leaves us, and Theo is taking it really hard. He's so riled up. He's almost thinking of quitting and just like leaving and sabotaging because it's just not fair. He's just gonna keep going in and everyone else is just gonna get to the final. And Jenny is on the same page, and I agree. We are allowing these weak individuals. They can't compete. They're afraid of everything, but they want to get to a final where TJ is gonna throw anything at you. Water, desert, eating, staying up all night, standing in a little square, holding on to something for hours. Like, if you can't do simple challenges and you can't go into the proving ground and prove yourself, what makes you think that you're gonna get to the final? Rogan is basically saying, if I have to, I will carry Kaylee on my back all the way to the final. Okay, let's see what happens during the final at like mile 4. I'm sure you're not going to want to carry her. I'm sure you're going to be so pissed, and I'm almost sure that you're going to lose the money, if you're even there at all. If you guys watch it properly, Joss is the swing vote. If they can convince Joss to come over to their side, it will happen. He's the only one. Leroy is dead set because now he's back with Cam, so now he's going to listen to whatever Cam has to say, and he's no longer going to be on Nani's side. Leroy is the kind of guy that will diss his friends for his girl until his girl does him dirty. Then he goes back to his friends, talk about like, I'm so sorry, you were right. Rogan is sitting here telling Tori that she needs to prove herself, and at the end of the day, she's an American, so he can't trust her. You are allowing the Americans to take control over the UK side and dwindle your numbers down so that when the final gets here, you guys have nothing. You're gonna be like, if you think about it, if it's an eating challenge and the US side has 6 people and the UK side has 4 people, there are gonna be 2 extra plates when there's an eating challenge, which means 2 of you are gonna have to eat double. And who's gonna take that? Not Kaylee, not Dee. Who's taking it? You? Rogan? So not only are you carrying Kaylee, you're also eating an extra plate because she's not even gonna probably finish her plate. And then you're gonna like take her all the way to the final. You think that she deserves the money? So we get to the challenge, and 30 feet above the water are 6 climbing walls. Each team is divided in half, 1 on each side of the platform. And the goal is to basically get as many tiles in the respective numbers on the rock wall. Now, the rock wall is going to be moving because the other team is going to be downstairs wheeling these cranks and spinning them as fast as they can to make the rock walls move back and forth. You have only 15 minutes to get as many tiles as you can. Here's the catch. Each person can only put 2 tiles on the rock wall within rotation. So that means every single person on that team needs to go before you can go again and put 2 more tiles. So no one can chicken out and no one can say, I'm not doing it, I'm afraid, blah, blah, blah. Like, you can't do that in this one. You have to participate. This is a full team challenge. The US goes, and you can honestly see that some people are just not as strong as they say that they are. Ashley, Cara, you guys have been playing such a political game that sitting by the pool and drinking your margaritas, you won't be able to do the final because you haven't competed in any of the challenges well enough to be like, okay, we're good, you know? So Kara's starting to flop, and I'm starting to see it. Maybe all this negative energy is finally catching up to her, and Karma's just, you know, she's just taking her time. Maybe she's trying to teach her a bigger lesson and get to another final again and then flop and not make it to the end and come in 5th place. I don't know, maybe that's just what's gonna happen again. The US got 10 tiles, they went first, and they did pretty well. Only a few people dropped, including Cara. Now it's the UK's turn, and guess who sucks? Like, can we just guess? I don't know. Starts with a K and an R, Kaylee and Rogan. Rogan drops, and then because he's such an asshole, he takes Tori down with him. Like, who does that? Who grabs your partner and says, you're coming down with me? Because if you guys lose, you still have to put someone in. And I get it, your numbers are in, but you are making it so easy for the US to just take everything from you. You will never see a cent of that money. And Kaylee just sucks because she was too afraid to go. She said she thought she was gonna drown. Baby girl, you had a life jacket on. Even if you don't know how to swim, the life jacket is meant to keep you afloat. Weren't you the one saying, I'm sorry, hold on, rewind. Weren't you one of the people saying that if Idris is in the final, then he's gonna hold us up at least 15 minutes if it's a swimming challenge? Girl, what? I loved it because Zach was taunting her and he was being like, he had his little girl voice on and he was, you know, saying like, Kaylee, stop complaining. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. And nobody's laughing. Everyone is just so serious because obviously they're on the same alliance and not on Zach's alliance. So, but I was dying. Oh my God. TJ and I are on the same page. He goes, one word to describe this challenge. And I, before he said it, I promise you, I say pathetic. And what does he say? Pathetic. That is exactly how we describe today's challenge. Absolutely and positively pathetic. It's time to pick the tribunal and the speaker. And again, there's an argument because obviously fucking Polly and him and his minions have the numbers, but you just hear Kara's little annoying voice. Can we just vote for Polly now? Polly, because TJ's like, all right, who are we voting for? Who are we voting for? Polly. Girl, you sound like a goddamn cockatoo. Shut the fuck up, please. Can we stop giving her camera time, people? What, like, she's not even on the next season of the challenge, if you guys know that, because she's been on social media and they're recording right now and the bitch is still trending. Like, can we just drop her, MTV? She's a negative, like, parasite at this point that is just trying to suck all of the good energy from people and just, like, throw out all this negative energy. The challenge used to be so much fun. People used to do pranks all the time. You got to see what people were doing, like, after the challenges, and it was usually something fun, and now it's just, like, everyone talking game, everyone being, like, upset, everyone fighting, people throwing digs. Like, I want the fun challenge back. What the hell? Can we just, like, flick her off? So anyways, tribunal ends up being Polly, and then he picks Zach and Kara to be on the tribunal. So regardless, whatever Zach says, it doesn't matter because Polly and Kara are gonna choose the same. And we already know who's gonna go in. We get to nominations and it's very clear and simple. Everyone picks Theo because Rogan, first of all, I don't understand why Rogan is still talking, but they keep putting in Joss. Why is anyone afraid of Rogan? Are we just seeing a different kind of Rogan than what they're seeing? Is he like angry and all this shit and scary and mean? Because he looks like a little twat bucket, so I don't see anything scary about the guy. So it ends up being Theo, and Theo says he wants anyone. He doesn't care at this point. He says, in fact, that if he stays and if he wins and he stays, he's going to stay on the UK team because he's going to throw every single challenge thereafter. And so he goes, Polly, I know you want to win so bad. And Polly just kind of like smirks. You can tell he's like, you piece of shit. Whoever his fans are and those people that think that he's the shit, you haven't proved anything, Polly. And even Theo is saying it, who's come in second place on his first fucking challenge that happened to be the hardest challenge ever. And anyways, he was within seconds of Turbo. You couldn't even make it. Your girlfriend couldn't do math. She didn't even make it in. So, I know you want to win so bad, Polly, but why don't you try actually winning for yourself and coming down onto the proving ground and proving yourself instead of playing a fucking scared ass game and getting all the way to the final just so you can flop. I can't wait for those ambulances to come. I can't wait for production to show up and put some freaking IV on you and put something in your nose to give you extra oxygen because you're fucking dying on the final. Why? Because you didn't prove yourself throughout the entire season. Challenge gods don't like cheaters, and they're gonna let you get all the way just so you can flop like they did to Kara last season. Both of you need a break from the challenge. Thank God you guys are having a break this season. I hope that they don't ask you back for the following season because quite frankly, I would just prefer if the two of you skedaddled. Nani's feeling really alone. In this episode, we get to see like she's breaking down a lot. She's talking to Josh and she's really feeling alone. Every season that she's done, usually, she's always had like a group of people or she's always had the majority of the numbers. So she's never felt like she's at the bottom of the totem pole as she is now because like she said, there are people that have hated each other for years and now all of a sudden they're friends and they're working together. The only reason Ashley is working together is because she's trying to see if she can get more money. She's probably running out. She knows that the only way that she's gonna get there is by being friends with Kara, because Kara at this point is turned into a mean girl, which she in fact is a really lonely girl, and we'll see that in a couple of minutes. Yeah, she's just playing the game. She knows what she needs to do. So we get to see Nani talk to Jenna, which I was really excited to see because that made me feel a lot better. I totally forgot that they get to talk to people. Now we get to the proving ground and they pick Jordan. And what's on the proving ground, you ask? Well, only 12 bulbs, 12 nails, and a big sledgehammer. I saw this and I'm like, this is a joke. Production must have forced it and they gave it to Jordan because they wanted to see Theo go. But I refuse to believe that production would get in the way and force Theo to go home, because this was awesome and it just happened to be the luck of the draw that it was that one. I didn't think that Paul and Kara were that stupid to put in Jordan, but they did, and this was an amazing challenge to watch. You see someone who has worked in construction their entire life, obviously has the technique and has the correct posture, and then you see someone else that has never picked up a hammer in their life, but is still getting it and is still quite ahead. And it was the game of the tortoise and the hare, where Theo was really hitting the nails and getting further, whereas Jordan was very consistent and very he would just hit it and swing and hit it and swing, and he smashed that competition. Tori was being such a soccer mom, yelling at him. I loved it. And you could just see Kara and Polly kind of getting smaller and smaller and smaller, and Kara's face got so meaner and meaner, and it was just baby girl, do you know how to smile anymore? You do realize that it takes more muscles to frown than it does to smile, right? So you're wasting more energy than what you need to be. Jordan ends up smashing it and killing it. Unfortunately, Theo has to go home, and that's very sad. I do hope Theo comes back. I know he's recovering from eye surgery right now, so I'm not sure maybe if we'll see him in 2 seasons or in 3 seasons from now. He does need maybe a year or 2 to kind of recuperate and just make sure that everything's okay before he gets back onto another challenge. But Jordan is amazing, and I love Jordan. As much as he talks shit, I feel as the season goes on, he kind of mellows out a bit. He was really hyped. I think it was just he was really excited to come back, and now he's kind of all right, now I'm back into the swing of things. I'm gonna chill out a bit. I've been a little too amped for no reason, and I'm just gonna play it back here and still compete. So he has a huge decision to make. Is he going to be Team US, or is he going to be a turncoat and go to UK with Tori? And he packaged this so perfectly. I was so excited. This was the proposal. I'm so happy I got to see it. I'm so happy I got to witness it. Congratulations, Tori and Jordan. Holy crap, he proposes in front of everyone and TJ, and she's just Are you joking? Are you kidding? Are you kidding? And Zach is yelling at her go downstairs, you dummy. Go, go, go. And cameras keep focusing on Kara. Her arms are crossed. Eyebrows were down. She was angry. She fucking flipped them off after they walked away. Girl, you were so, at this point, I stopped hating Kara and I started feeling bad for Kara. She's so lonely. She's so miserable. She's so sad. She is so jealous. The green monster came out and was showing its face, because even in a moment of happiness, even in a real moment of love, she couldn't see past her jealousy, and she made a comment well, she's gonna have to pay for that ring once he loses. Girl, are you mad that you're not getting married? Are you mad that Polly don't want to be with you and he wants to have an open relationship with you? What you really mad about? Why, girl, I feel so sad for you. I think you should go see a therapist. I think you need at least 2 to 3 seasons off. You've been doing this for way too long, and you're an amazing competitor, but your mental health has been suffering, and you're just so evil and angry now. It's actually really sad to see. And so while I was so happy to see Jordan and Tori be in love and see it, it was just so fantastic. That's it. Honestly, that was the end of the episode. I am so happy. Obviously, Jordan is a turncoat, so if they get the numbers right and if they get Joss to swing that vote, I'm almost sure that they can get CT to do it as well. They will win and they can bring this team around, because if you notice, the US is now dwindling because they've lost 2 players because they have gone over to the UK. So UK has maintained the number of players within the last 3 episodes, and US has lost 2 players. So let's see if they continue to lose players. I think next week is a girls elimination. If Nani goes in and she kicks ass, she really needs to go up against like a D or Kaylee or honestly Cara. Like, bring the bitch down. Let's go. Off with your head. Y'all need to do something. Y'all haven't done anything. Y'all have been sliding in and just creeping around. So time to move it. And that's all I have for you guys today. All right, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Who do you think's going in next episode? Do you think the UK is gonna win? Can Jordan and Tori turn this team around? Like, can they do it? I think they can. Let me know what you guys think. Okay, bye. Hey, hey.